Hello. Just trying to get my angles going. The setup for this live video was a little bit different this time, so hopefully this is coming through in landscape. I'm just waiting for it to come up on my computer here. Oh yeah, looks okay. Kitchen is a bit of a mess today, so I've tried to use this to cover up some of the mess. Where can we put this? Let's get that in a decent distance. I am going to be improving this live videos. That is a goal of mine. Some proper audio and a more appealing backdrop. This domestic goddess vibe is probably not very drummy, so we will be improving that. Welcome to today's live stream. That's my palm of my hand that you're looking at probably there. So what I might do, just to set out the video, I still can't get that right. Let's bring it up. So the idea of this one is the most underrated drummer. And why? Importantly, why? So it's not about just saying who your favorite drummer is. It's saying someone who is underrated and why people have perhaps not either heard of them or don't talk about them. And I've already got a whole bunch coming up, which is amazing. And I'm going to throw one out. I mentioned this on the previous video. Oh my God, look at the dishes over there. What? Let's get a bit of light going. Might help things. I threw this out a little bit on the previous video, and that was Steven Adler, believe it or not, from Guns N' Roses. Now, I'm sure a lot of you will be stunned that I mention him. I think he's just the most fantastic, or possibly was the most fantastic rock drummer. Appetite for Destruction. Some of you would have seen me wearing the Appetite for Destruction shirt on the videos. And I'm a massive fan. That is, I'm going to put my neck on the chopping block here. That is one of the best rock albums of all time. I mean, album sales would agree with that as well, that it's right up there. It was so iconic. His sound, his musicality on that album is mind-blowing. And some of you will be aware that he had an unfortunate incident which sort of curtailed his Guns N' Roses career and sort of his career in general, really. But he still has a group, I'm not sure what they're called, but it's almost like a Vegas kind of review type tribute. It's almost like a tribute thing for Guns N' Roses, where he's out there playing Guns N' Roses songs. And he's still got it. He's not as consistent as he was, but he's still got it. Still has that really, really trademark sound. All the drums tune real low, flat, hitting really hard, hitting right in the middle of the drums, and just an unbelievable pocket, unbelievable sound. So for me, he is someone who I think is literally underrated, in that I don't really hear anybody talking about Steven Adler, and I certainly don't hear people talking about him as a great drummer. I don't hear that much, but when I do talk to other, I've sort of brought this up on my podcast a few times, with great drummers, and they're like, no, he's that's just a great album. It's great musical, appropriate drumming, and the songs are just great. To be completely honest, Guns N' Roses are a mixed bag for me, especially after that. I could take or leave a lot of the stuff, to be honest, but Steven Adler on that album. Unbelievable. Anyway, he is, I think, going to be my pick for today, and I've tried to explain why. So I can see that there's a whole bunch coming through here, which is awesome. And I'm just reading the comments off the computer. I am going to prepare myself a coffee. Hear that sweet sound? That is the sound that joy is coming. Joy is about to come into your life. I've already had one today. I'm going to have another. It is 9:35 a.m. in the morning here in Auckland, New Zealand. What's the time where you are? Whereabouts are you in the world? And what is the time? Let me know. Cheers. What mess can I cover with that mug? I will be reading out your comments, by the way, so this is not just me saying who I think is the most underrated and then making a coffee and then buggering off. I will be reading out your comments. But I want to know some whys. Oh, I just saw Larry Mullen Jr. pop up. Taylor. That's an interesting pick. Good drummer. It's tricky with someone like that though, because he's obviously, made a lot of money and been very successful. So, yeah, no, I think you can still say underrated. Stephen Adler, I guess I'd put in that category as well. I guess wildly successful, at least for a period, but then in drumming terms, people don't talk about them. So, yeah. It's probably not coffee time where most of you are in the world. So if it's beer o'clock, grab yourself a beer, sit down, and enjoy. Let's have a look. Some interesting names coming up. Danny Carey. Danny Carey, underrated? Come on. I think he has had so much respect. I think he's always had a cult following. But more recently, I think, some of his videos, well, I guess the Numa video that he did that I had on the channel, that might have been one of the first Danny Carey videos. His one, not my reaction to it. That video might have been one of the first ones where it was just a dedicated drum cam of Danny Carey, and a lot of casual music fans or drumming fans watched that and went, wow, this is nuts. But I don't know. I don't want to throw any shade at Skinny Goat 961, but I don't know. I wouldn't class Danny Carey as underrated, personally. Nico McBain. Yep, I'm with you on that one. There's something extra seductive about these clear coffee mugs. Just watching that liquid gold going in there. It's just a beautiful thing. Actually looks a bit like a Guinness, when you make it like this. Cheers. That's a good brew. Okay, let's have a look. Sorry, Skinny Goat 961. I don't want to rain on your parade there. He's a great drummer. I just don't know if I'd rate him as underrated. That should be a bit better. That's my dryer and microwave over there. And cleaning products, which I'm going to try and cover. Brooks Wackerman from Avenged Sevenfold. Okay. Nick Peterson, North Lane. People have been requesting Nick Peterson. I hope to get to him very, very soon. ABCDE. That's an interesting YouTube handle. Jan Vincent Velasco, Filipino rock drummer based in the UK. Never heard of that player. This is good. This is good. That's sort of, what I want. And don't be afraid to hit me in the actual comment section of a live video. So if there's something that I jump on and go, hey, remind me of that, maybe remind me in the comment section of the actual video, not in the chat. Danny, yeah. Tommy Aldridge. I can't place him. Whitesnake? I can't place Tommy Aldridge, or he might be before that, I'm not sure. Mitchell. That is a good call. Check out a Mitch Mitchell transcription. You can get a bunch of them on Drumeo. Absolutely insane. What that guy was doing in the 60s. The amazing thing with Mitch Mitchell is, he was just playing jazz. I don't think a lot of people look at Jimi Hendrix like this. They were jazzing it. That was jazz. Yeah, it's rock. As soon as you put the structure into the song, distortion guitar and, vocals, it starts to feel a bit more like a rock song. Very improvised. And there is an argument that as soon as we go improvised and not through composed, like Led Zeppelin actually, you're starting to veer off into the world of jazz, or at least jazz influence. So Mitch Mitchell, great call. Kenneth Schulk from Canderia. People have requested him as well. Shannon Larkin from Godsmack. Yeah, he's definitely amazing. Mark Zonda. Yeah, it was great to have Mark Zonda on the channel, and he commented on that video too, which was awesome. What else we got? Another one for Danny Carey. Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm certainly not saying he's overrated. He's incredible. I could never do what he does in a million years. But yeah, underrated. I think people show him a lot of respect. The lighting on here is a bit strange, isn't it? Let's see if we can fix that up. How's that? Now we're looking good. Lawrence, love your Blink-182 cover. Oh, thank you. And then Frederick Olsen, is that your pick as an underrated drummer? I think that's the point of the message there. Oh yeah, we got a bit of love there for Adler. Adler, great pocket player, 100%. Like Phil Rudd, very, very underrated. Very easy to look at someone like Phil Rudd and say, that's easy, I could do that. No, you can't. So many good 80s, early 90s rock, heavy metal drummers. Yeah, that's true. Martin Axenrock from Opeth. I had never heard of this guy before that first Opeth video that I did. What song was that I did? That first Opeth one, it was live at Red Rocks. That is one of the best musical experiences I've ever had. Listening to that with a great set of headphones and just fully immersed in that song, my God. And yeah, the drumming was sensational. Larry London, amazing session player for sure. Did he tour with Elvis? Yeah, that rings a bell. Yeah, and he was just in Nashville. He was just an institution in the Nashville scene, Larry London. There's a great podcast episode with Chris McHugh, who is another Nashville session legend. And if you find that interview, it's on I'd Hit That podcast. Man, some great stories about Larry London. You will love it. Okay. Martin Chambers, the B. One of these days, I'm just going to be reading out one of these comments and it's going to be totally inappropriate. Now, I'm not throwing that out there to encourage you to do one of those on me. But, yeah, I think it's going to happen. There's not a lot of filter going on here. I'm just reading out the comments. Tim Alexander, Primus, definitely. Mick Turner from The Sweet. The Sweet. Was that a British 80s group? Let me know. Frederick Olsen, just clarifying there, from Lawrence from Sweden. Okay, no, I don't know that drummer. Here we go. David Deepold. Yeah, he gets a lot of love though. I think he gets a lot of love from especially the heavy community. Martin Heidi. Oh, Heidel. Steven Adler is GOAT. So you're saying he's actually the greatest of all time? It's hard to argue. I mean, I cannot think. Sorry to come back to my pick. I cannot think of a better sound. This is in the days of laying down tracks to tape too. Listen to the climax at the end. That's what she said. And Paradise City. Listen to the drumming there. It goes sort of full thrash. Yeah, I mean, you've all heard Paradise City. Have another listen to it. Listen to it till like the last couple of minutes, and listen to the drumming. Not easy. The whole album though is great drumming is not necessarily difficult drumming. It's just so appropriate. He just nails the parts. It's so musical. He plays the drums like a real musician on that album. Blows my mind. Alan White, yes. Yes. Yeah. I was saying yes in agreement. Magnificent timekeeper and lots of power, especially in the 70s. He was an absolute beast. Yeah. Great drummer, Alan White. Alex Bent, Trivium, the drummer from Under Oath, Aaron Gillespie. Never heard of Aaron Gillespie. Never heard of this person either. Thibaut Marnet. Thank you, Kevin. Never heard of that player either. And as I say, please don't be afraid to comment in the comment section with your drummer. That's a good reminder for me as well. Okay. Matt Gartzka, plain and simple. Yeah, there's a lot of love for Matt though. Akane Hirose from Bandmate. I need to see a live video of her, I think. Just for me personally. Christopher Chappé. You always get your name wrong, man. Christopher Chappé. Rob Hurst. Rob Hurst. Isn't he a Kiwi actor? No, that's Michael Hurst, I think. Let me know who Rob Hurst is, who he's played for. Mitch Mitchell. Yeah, man. Unbelievable. Gergo Borlai. Gergo Borlai, underrated? What? I pity the fool who's underrating Gergo Borlai. He is one of the most sensational drummers on the planet. If anyone out there has not seen the Gergo Borlai videos on my channel, I know a lot of people, I'm not throwing shade here, but I know a lot of people only watch their guy or their girl, right? So I'll pick on Rush. I'll pick on Rush here. If you're a massive Neil Peart, Rush head, it's quite conceivable that you could just watch the Rush videos on the channel. Oh man, you gotta kick that habit. You gotta check out. I mean, Gergo Borlai, good place to start. Jordan James. It is 8:36 p.m. in Wales. Yeah, it is. What is it? 9:49 here now. Wales. What was that Welsh crime show that I got so into? I think it was called Hinterland. Man, that was good. Hard-hitting, raw. Kaylor. Adler fans listen to Bill Burr. There might be some deep and meaningful element to that comment that I'm not sure of. I'm not sure what that means. I don't watch Bill Burr. Eloy Casagrande. What an insane player. Lots of good suggestions here. Mel Gaynor. I feel like I should know that name. And and there is a very loud fly buzzing around. Martin Heidel, Ian Pace is actually the GOAT. Hold on, let's back it up. Where did that go? I've lost your comment. Brian Yates, my old mate Brian. Sean Kenny from Alice in Chains. I agree. You nailed it. I would agree. He, for me, is an example of someone who is genuinely underrated. What a player. Bill Ward. Yeah, absolutely. Sabbath. Oh, there we go. Martin Heidel. Ian Pace is actually the GOAT with Bonham. Yeah, but we're sort of not talking about GOAT, greatest of all time. We're talking about underrated. Is he underrated? Let me know. Dave Lombardo. Again, underrated? Great drummer. I'm not sure if he's underrated. I think people know he's an amazing player. Cheers, by the way. Here's an interesting one from Jordan James. John Otto, Limp Bizkit. Yeah, I don't recall anybody requesting John Otto on the channel. Martin Heidel, whoever played with Weather Report plus Vinny Colaiuta. Yeah, it's amazing that nobody requests Vinny on the channel. One of my first videos before I was getting requests was, I was just digging into the people that I thought were amazing, like Vinny. Hardly ever hear Vinny picked up on the channel, but yeah, clearly one of the greatest drummers to ever pick up a pair of sticks. No question. There's no argument on that. You won't get any argument on that from anyone who knows about drums would agree with that. It's a big call, but I'm going with it. Here's one. Here's another name that I always get mixed up. Darren King. This is from Riley Dominguez. Darren King. Is he from Mute Math? Hold on. Darren King, American drummer. Yep. Best known for his association with the band Mute Math. Okay. Yeah, Mute Math is one of these groups that I've completely missed. I don't know how I pulled that band name out. I just was in there somewhere. Gonna back it up because it keeps refreshing and going way past. Salty Showers. Often a lot of emphasis is put on progressive technique and stamina. Yeah, I agree. In place of musicality. That's where I keep coming back to Adler. I mean, you guys are going to be so bored of me saying Steven Adler. There's not a lot of technical, difficult stuff on Appetite for Destruction. But listen to the musicality. Listen to how he catches the phrases, where he lays out, where he adds in a lot of intensity. It's just a masterclass. That is a masterclass of rock drumming. I'm loving this chat, by the way. I'm going to try and keep racing through to find drummers' names. Mel Gaynor, Simple Minds. Yes, now I've got a Simple Minds drum cover in the works. I really want to do the Breakfast Club song. What is it? Don't You Forget About Me. That is a classic, and it's got some brilliant fills in it. One of these songs that sounds easy, then you go over to Drumeo, you pick up the transcription, and you go, my God, not easy. Brian Yates is agreeing. Steven Adler, the original drummer for Guns N' Roses. Yep. My personal favorite Gunners drummer. Yeah, they had some amazing players after him, but he was the guy for me. Abe Cunningham from the Deftones and Jimmy from Smashing Pumpkins. Yeah, there is a little bit of love for Jimmy on the channel. Actually, get a lot of people mentioning him. Christopher's back. Mark Brzezicki. It's another name I've never heard of. Thank you. Who else we got here? Dave Lombardo, Stuart Copeland. Stuart Copeland, underrated. Great drummer. He's one of my favorites. I don't know if I'd personally call him underrated. Perhaps. Carmen Apice or Apice. I think the deal, because there's two brothers, isn't there? Carmine Apice. I've read this thing where one of the brothers, Carmine and Vinny Apice, I think it's Vinny, calls himself Apice, and Carmine calls himself Apice. It's really strange. But there you go. Could be wrong, but that's what I've heard. Delta Empire needs more love. They certainly do. That was sensational. Let's keep it going. Cozy Pal. Yeah, he's a guy. Haven't gone there at all with Cozy Pal. Brad Wilk. Hey, he was one of my guys growing up, for sure. Brad Wilk. Rage Against the Machine was a massive band for me when I was young. Chris Penny. Another guy that's sort of... He's in there somewhere, but I wouldn't be able to put a face to a name or tell you who he's played for. Mark Craney, never heard of him. Dylan Elise, Ian Franks. I think we're up to date on the comments now, by the way. Dylan Elise, Ian, that's a great pick. He's a Kiwi drummer who went viral here, and he's ended up playing in Blood, Sweat and Tears now. I've had Dylan on my podcast, so check out the NZ Drummer podcast, and yeah, good interview with Dylan. Sugarfoot, man, who's underrating Sugarfoot? Can you really be underrated if you have literally the biggest gig in the world? I suppose you can. I suppose you could be underrated from drummers. Someone commented on that Sugarfoot video and said something along the lines of, he's not that good. Anyone could, it literally was, anyone could do that. So you're saying anybody could play this biggest gig in the world? No. It's actually the opposite. Almost nobody could do that gig. The list of potential guys who could have done, guys or girls, who could have done the Michael Jackson gig, you'd be surprised how short that list would be. Very, very short list. Such a specific set of skills. More specific set of skills than Liam Neeson and Taken. Morgan Agron. Definitely. That was incredible. I really enjoyed the Morgan Agron video that I had. David Silveria, the original drummer for Korn. Yeah, that's an interesting pick. And Ray Luzier is an amazing replacement as well. Neff. Hey, I think... I've lost your comment there. Need to read these out a bit faster. Chasen Westmoreland. And it was great that Chasen commented on the video too. Carter Beauford. Yeah, that's an interesting one. But Carter Beauford, I think he's a case of those that know. Any drummer who listens to Carter Beauford's like, he's the man. Same with Will Calhoun from Living Colour. If you're a drummer, you know that they're heavy and they're serious. Charlie Benante. Have we had him on the channel? Thomas Hark. John Rutsey. The original Rush drummer, right? Derek Roddy. Haven't had him on the channel yet. Matt Cameron. Oh my god. Here we go. This is a good comment from M. Matthews90. Sugarfoot is underrated because people too often judge drummers based on polyrhythms and speed. Nothing more to add. Elliot Hoffman. There is a young girl drummer called Sina. I've seen her. Sina. I've seen her. Yeah. Oh my god. See, this is what happens. You join me for a live stream. I'm drinking coffee, and the dad jokes, they just flow out. Sean Reinert, man, that guy blew me away. He was sensational. George Colias, Jose Pasillas from Incubus. Great call. I was learning before Christmas. I was learning sort of like note for note the drums for "Pardon Me," Incubus song. Really difficult song. And yeah, he's a great drummer. Travis Orban, Sean Reinert, R.I.P., Morgan Rose, Clem Burke, Blondie. That's an interesting pick. Yeah, try playing the drum part to Call Me by Blondie. Go on. Have a listen to it with the sticks in your hands and play along to Call Me by Blondie. Let me know how you get on. Cesar Zedweek from Golden Earring. Never heard of that player, never heard of the band. Jason Cooper, The Cure. Oh, that's an interesting one. Don't know much about The Cure. Oh, here's a good one. Flea Market Floppy Disk. Jay Postones. How do we say his name, by the way? From Tesseract. Yeah, he's another one of these guys that blew me away. Here's a good comment from Neff. You want things to get spicy, do the most overrated drummer next. Oh, nah. I can't go there, man. I can't go there. It's not me. I don't want to be throwing shade at anyone. I think anyone who's playing deserves respect. I wouldn't want to throw anyone under the bus there. Even if you're not famous, or I don't know, even if you're not that good at the drums, there's no need to put that on anyone. Brian Downey, Thin Lizzy, okay. Mick Fleetwood, that's an interesting call. Thank you, I was going to call you R. Kelly. R. K-Law. Gabriel Chavez, Phil Rudd. Another standing ovation for that comment. It's a little bit self-serving because they're for people that I agree with. So, Phil Rudd. Commonly hear, him referred to in sort of a joking context. Phil Rudd beat. Ah, boy, it's a lot harder than you think to make a massive hit album, hit songs, to be playing in stadiums. There's so many elements to this. Adrenaline. Most people will speed up. And anytime they're playing the drums, put them in front of 80,000 people in a stadium, adrenaline starts kicking in, they start speeding up, song's killed. He is such a calm, cool customer. He walks behind the kit. So his feet, if you watch Phil Rudd from behind, his feet, boom, his left foot is going down with the snare on the 2 and the 4. So he's actually walking while he's playing the drums. Dun, 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 dun. Whole gig, he'll just be playing like that. His feet, I'm talking about. And talk about pocket. He's in that Adler God level of hit maker. Hit after hit after hit. Pocket. Don't underestimate Pocket. What else we got here? Nandy. Underrated? Franklin Kawano. I agree, she's great. But underrated? I'm not sure if I would say she's underrated. She's getting a lot of love. I'm more than happy for these comments to keep rolling through. Keep them coming. They're absolutely awesome, and I will keep calling them out as we roll on. I'm going to also keep an eye on the time. If we can switch gears a little bit, just as these keep rolling through, where does everybody sit with the Super Bowl? And we know that there are so many external things that go on with the Super Bowl, the ads, I was playing on a cruise ship in the Caribbean for the Super Bowl in 2014 or 15, and it was my first time watching the Super Bowl. And I got a real. We watched it, I think, on like the big IMAX screen in one of the theaters on the ship, and it was awesome. And had the food, the whole experience. The ads were hilarious. I don't remember who the halftime show was. Can't remember. Anyway, now how can I put this? People laugh at things like Top of the Pops, where clearly people are miming, and it's a requirement of the show that you're not going to get on Top of the Pops if you're not miming. It is miming. That is the gig. But so is the Super Bowl, and I don't know where I'm going with this, and it's probably a bit risky, even sort of controversial, going there. But this is that the biggest gig in the world to get the Super Bowl? I think the artist doesn't get paid. I think it might actually be the other way around. I think whoever plays there actually pays. It's just that big a gig. There's that many eyeballs. It's worth that much money, and you will be getting Spotify streamed out the wazoo for forever following a Super Bowl performance. How do we feel about that being... It's never live. Was it ever a live performance though? Have bands turned down the gig because it's not live? Let me know. It's a bit off topic, but yeah, I just don't know how I feel about it. I'm not saying it's not a great occasion and it's not exciting and stuff. I just don't know how I feel about it. It's all pre-recorded. I don't know. It's just, maybe I'm old. Maybe I'm old. Maybe I'm old school. I don't know. Right, let's keep going. Joey Kramer. Aerosmith? Is Joey Kramer from Aerosmith? Let's keep it going. That t-shirt is underrated. Hey, my wife made this for me. So we've kind of got two topics going now. Here we go. Michael Jackson did the halftime show and just stood there for the longest time, wasting airtime. It was glorious. He had that thing, didn't he, where at the start of the show he'd go and just statue. And everyone would, and then he'd go. It was all like highly synced and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I want to see someone tear the roof off. For me, live is live. A live performance. People make fun of DJs, you go to some big DJ thing and it's, people say, oh, it's just a guy pressing the button. But that's kind of what you've got. What have you got on top of that? They're dancing around and pretending to sing on top of that? I don't know. Ian Franks, Karen Carpenter. Yeah, that's a good call. I'm not sure she actually played on the recordings. I think that was Hal Blaine did a lot of the recordings. But yeah, she could certainly drum. Franklin Kawano, Super Bowl halftime overrated. Emperor has no clothes. Abe Cunningham. Deftones, isn't it? Yeah. Matt Helder's Arctic Monkeys. Oh, I agree with that call. Sensational drummer, sensational band as well. Let's give this a couple of minutes and then I'm going to wrap it up. Okay, there's definitely some controversial comments coming through about Super Bowl. I certainly didn't want to get into any of the politics. I'm not into all that. I'm just thinking purely from the music. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have brought it up. Maybe I'm just inviting, I don't know, stuff that I don't want to get into. But yeah, I don't. Live performance, come on. Vinnie Paul of Pantera, yeah. Tim Alexander, yeah. Kevin Morley, someone did mention Tim Alexander. Tommy Lee, yeah, he's in that Steven Adler, Phil Rudd world for me, where people sort of love to, or people love to hate Tommy Lee. I don't know if they hate on Adler or Phil Rudd, but yeah, no, he's a really great drummer, and influenced many and inspired many to play the drums. Ross Halworth, me. Ross. Everybody go along, check out Ross's profile. Most underrated drummer in the world. Chris Adler, the other Adler. Yeah, well said, Richard. He is sensational. Oh, here we go. 30K for seats. Was that the price to get into the Super Bowl? That's yeah, I guess they could probably just about make it what they could, what they wanted. Jamie St. Marat, good Kiwi boy mentioned there. I've had him on my podcast twice, and we're going to do something for the channel, but not sure what yet. And time always comes into this. People are so busy trying to line up schedules, but hoping to get Jamie St. Marat back and do something with him for the channel. Hello from Canada. Hello. Springy, it's you. Did we mention Ringo yet? I don't think anyone has mentioned Ringo. Another guy who people tend to almost like laugh about. You have to remember what era these guys were playing in. Some of the most innovative drumming. Ringo swings, man. He swings, baby. Ringo swings, baby. He swings. And you just can't argue with that level of hit maker. It's pretty inarguable. He is a great drummer. He is, by definition, one of the greatest. But we're talking about underrated here. Yeah, I'd put him in that category. Brooke. Hello, Brooke. Nick Menza. Where is that name from? All the Paul Souls from Spinal Tap. That's brilliant, Ross. Okay, I think I'm going to wrap it up shortly. I kind of crowbarred in there at some point the Super Bowl and just my... I guess it's a little bit of disappointment that it's always pre-recorded. And one other thing that perhaps I might throw out there, seeing as most people who watch the channel are from overseas, a lot of them in North America, would it be better if the live stream was yesterday? So if I did it one day earlier, which would make it Sunday for most of you guys, would that be an easier way to catch a live stream? I'll wait. There might be, if anybody does reply to that, it'll pop up in the comments a little bit delayed. But let me know, because I could change it. And if it doesn't make any difference, it would be nice to keep it consistent and just keep it at the same day. But how about if we started it at the same time? Oh, here we go. Neff, what time would it be on Sunday? It would have to be the same time, because what happens is I take my boy to school, and then by the time I get back and get ready, yeah, it's going to be 9:30 a.m. here, which is the time I started today. Sunday is a chill day for most people. Yeah, it might actually not work, you know. People might be actually doing stuff with their families or, you know, out and about. I don't know. I could leave it on the same day for now. We could just let it play out and change it down down the line. Sunday would be much better for me. I'm at work right now. I think it would. You're at work? I'm telling on you. Get back to work. Sunday is a lazy day, good for streaming and TV shows. Work from home, so any day is good. A lot of people working from home now. It's amazing. The world's changed. The world has changed. We've got some Berkeley stuff coming in here. What's this all about? Martin Heidel. Ringo was actually a lefty. Yeah. Lefty, but played right-handed. I think he started a lot of his fills left-handed, which makes them kind of impossible for a lot of drummers. Yeah. Thank you for joining me on this live stream of who is the most underrated drummer and why. Again, don't be afraid to comment in the actual comment section of the video, not just the chat, with your pick, and always gives me good ammunition, good drummers to check out, so definitely don't be afraid of that. I'm just going to finish off my coffee, which has gone a little bit lukewarm, and I've got a little treat coming for you guys next week. Is it next week? Yeah, next week. So I don't want to give it away. It's tempting to give it away as a reward for joining me on the live stream, but no, I won't give it away. But there is going to be a little bit of a push to get to 100,000 subscribers, and that is only because, not because I want to be like Kim Kardashian famous, but it just means the channel becomes more sustainable. The more subs I've got, the more sustainable, the more sense it makes to spend a lot of time on the channel. So yeah, got a little bit of a theme week next week, and yeah, there's going to be a little bit of a push to try and get to 100,000 subs, which means that I can give you guys more and more content, which means that I can more likely to do your pick. You know, the more time I can spend on the channel. I already spend more time on this damn YouTube channel than on my jobs. I say jobs because I sort of look at teaching as one job, gigging as another job. You know, gigging has been decimated. So yeah, YouTube has been so much fun. And I don't know, I can actually see one day, if we can crank this thing and get the people who just won't subscribe. There's a lot of people, I can see all this in the analytics. A lot of people watch just over and over and over, but don't subscribe. And I think it's hard to explain to those people. I think it looks like I'm begging for subscribers because I want to be famous, or you know, it's just purely a number. It's actually not that. It's actually makes the channel more sustainable, more attractive to potential, if someone did want to come in and sponsor on that kind of thing. And that all helps to make it, I don't want to say worthwhile, it's always fun and worthwhile. But yeah, it makes it, yeah, I think sustainable is the word. Obviously, if you're spending a whole heap of time on it and you weren't getting anything back, then you'd start to question your sanity. So it sort of works like that. But yeah, I really want to give away what's going on next week because it's going to be fun. A lot of you guys are going to be really happy with it. Some people, no doubt, won't be into what's going on next week. But yeah, no, I can't give it away. It's going to be fun. With that said, with that cliffhanger said, I'm going to bid you adieu. We've almost done a full hour. I've got a gig tonight. It is Tuesday night here, and I'm playing at a wedding tonight. So I need to go off and get ready for that. And yeah, I will see you guys. Have I got a video coming out tomorrow? I think I do. Yeah, Yeah, I do. I think I've got a PayPal request coming through tomorrow. Help me out, actually, guys. That's a good call. You should do an Andrew Rooney review. David, yes, I think that would be a good idea because then I can just cut loose and, be ruthless. I mean, I can go full Whiplash. I can go full J.K. Simmons Whiplash. I went to jazz school. I can be that guy. And if I'm reviewing myself, I can cut myself to shreds. That'd be so much fun, actually. Can laugh at my bald head. Yeah, no, it's a good idea. I might do that. But yeah, obviously everybody, I've set the comments on these live chats for, I think, subscriber only. That's not to hold you over a barrel to make you subscribe. That's just to ensure that, keep the riffraff out, so to say. But yeah, might start asking for your guys' help to sort of up the subscription rate, because the viewer versus subscriber rate is like 7 or 8%. So that means that of the people that are constantly watching the channel, about 7 or 8% of them are subscribed. Now, it's a free world. You can do whatever you want. But if you're watching the channel and you enjoy it, and let's say you're requesting a video, it's going to be more likely that I could do your video if you're subscribed, because the amount of subscribers is higher, the channel's more sustainable, I can spend more time on it. It's really frustrating. Anyway, I've gone off on many tangents because I've been drinking a lot of coffee. We talked about the Super Bowl, we talked about all these amazing underrated drummers, and I've left you guys with a little bit of a teaser about next week. It's a theme week, that's all I'll say. So until tomorrow's video,